Hello guys, and welcome to episode 7 of my Burning Baltics campaign in Star Division 2, playing on the Axis side. Today we're going to be moving on after destroying this unit that was pushing towards our backline. We use the 79th Armoured Pioneer Battalion and the 2nd Battalion of the 35th Panzer Regiment to clean that up. Today, though, we're going to be moving up our armour. We have the 31st Panzer Regiment here and the 1st Battalion of the 35th Panzer Regiment that are ready to move up this road towards Jelgava. They are going to have to deal with the 77th Rifle Division HQ as well as the 1st Guards Motorised Battalion that's going to be in our way in the 7th Guards Mechanised Brigade. But we won't be able to attack them this turn, unfortunately. The 1st Battalion of the 35th Panzer Regiment isn't actually in range. So we'll just kind of be moving up and hugging them on that road in order to kind of get past them or destroy them so that we can then hit the backside of Jelgava. On the top side here, we do have an attack that we can make with the SS Armoured Recon Battalion Grus and the 285th Security Division. The 1267th AA is kind of isolated up here, so we're going to go for that attack first. So let's bring in the Armoured Recon Battalion, we'll bring in the Security Division here. And Burning Baltics, I could use them, but they don't have any transports. I don't believe the 285th has many transports either, so that's going to be a bit difficult to deal with. But we do have the 2nd SS Infantry Battalion nearby. They could reinforce in Phase B. That would bring us some Panzergrens, at least, in some transports. And we could also bring in the SS Panzer Battalion Gross, which would have Stugs to back us up. So that would be quite nice, as well as some Tigers, actually. So yeah, we'll bring them in. I don't think I'm going to bring in Burning Baltics. They can just exploit the breakthrough that we're going to make. So let's tactical battle, and we will jump on in. Here we are. So they did decide to bring in the 26th Guards Mortar Regiment as reinforcements, but they're only going to arrive in Phase C, so we don't really need to worry about any of the Katyushas. I am going to have to be a little bit careful up against the 1164th Rifle Regiment because they are probably going to have at least some units that are decent. But I think the main concern is really that I don't have many units that are in transports that can hold the front line. So I'm going to have to be reliant on things like this Feld Gendarmerie and also the Grenadier and stuff, because not even my MG34s have any transports. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult deployment, but I will be back with you guys in just a second. And I'm all set up. So what I've done is I've basically just placed down all of the Aufklärer that had 222s available, and they have orders that are going to unload at position, and then the vehicle, the 222, will quick hunt up the road. So we'll do that like fast attack move up the road. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want the Aufklärer squads themselves to die, because if the Aufklärer squads die, then I lose the 222, whereas if the 222 dies, I don't lose the Aufklärer. So that's the way that I'm going to do it. Let's just launch the battle. We will speed things up a little bit and hopefully bump into some enemies. The other thing that I did need to do was bring up all of these Feld Gendarmerie to actually hold the front line for me. So those are the key units that I really don't want to lose. Thankfully, they don't really reveal themselves that easily because they only have 100-meter range. So that's not too much of a problem. But yeah, these 222s, they can charge forwards very nicely at the moment. I do need to worry a bit about the OB there on the left. But as long as I just keep bringing in these Aufklärer with the 222s, we can probably just overrun them. So I'm going to bring them in further back here, and we'll unload them and then charge them forwards towards this OB. The OB at close range can definitely land a hit there, and if it does, the 222 dies just like that. I'm probably just going to get all of these 222s to charge at those OBs. On the right here, We have managed to catch out some pretty decent units here. The Sapri and the Kanaya Razvedka in the open. We're going to absolutely melt them. The 50mm mortars over time can kill our units, but it looks like here the Feldgendarmerie are on top of the OB, which is really good for us. Because that's going to go down very quickly. I just need to be careful of the Strelki, so we will run away from that engagement. The other thing that I'm going to do in the meantime is going to bring up a couple of these MG42s. We'll probably do it more on the right-hand side, I think would be more useful to cover the open ground. But I did bring a couple in on the left just then, so that I can cover the open ground with these 222s. My Feldgendarmerie have been found here, which is really not good for us. I need my 222 to save that. I don't think they're going to get saved though. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I lose a Feldgendarmerie unit, it's just kind of annoying for the front line here because I have nothing to hold it for the time being. Like again here, I'm going to have to bring in these Panzergrenführers to actually hold the line, which is just a bit frustrating. All these 222s coming across is going to cause absolute havoc. That's good. And we have managed so far to kill off a lot of the OBs now. So that's some of the bigger problems that we've already dealt with. Every time we lose a 222, doesn't really matter. Like, it might seem like I'm losing quite a lot of these 222s right now, but it's not a massive concern. Losing a Kubel though with an MG in it, that sucks. Which is what just happened. We're going to get the MGs unloaded here. They can help hold the open ground. And then in phase B, I guess we'll just charge forwards with all of our grenadiers and stuff. I could actually start bringing in some grenadiers, even though these don't have transports. They will eventually move to the front line. Because what we're going to be basically doing here is playing around phase B as opposed to phase A. In phase A, we just got to kind of take it easy. I have lost more of the Feldgendarmerie than I would have liked though so far. So it is a 17-7, which means that things are going to get pretty close. And these 222s going to work on this right hand side, demolishing those infantry squads. That's fantastic. If we can make some more ground towards the town here. This is really where I'm struggling right now. I need something that can come in and actually capture this. Like, maybe I could move forward as my commandant. It's kind of risky though. I'm gonna get my Grenführer in. Gonna have to bring in a couple of AT guns here. They keep moving up stuff on this right hand side. I don't have much to deal with it. I guess what I could do is bring in the 231s. I just have to be careful with the 231s because they will die permanently if they do die. Whereas the 222s do not. I'm also probably going to unload my Grenführer early, although we can kind of see that there's not much here, but this has definitely saved the front line already, as you can see. Or the 2-star Aufklärer actually getting the better of the Maxim here at close range, because the Maxim can't engage within the 100 meters, and the Aufklärer only engages at the 100 meters, so that worked out pretty perfect for that unit. We are just killing off transports now, which is really good. I mean, we can just keep doing that, just keep ambushing the transports. It's absolutely fine by me. I am getting low on shells, though. I think we're going to have to get some supply in, honestly, just to resupply these. This one's almost out of ammo. It is out of ammo now, so we'll just drive that back. I'm going to bring in a supply truck back here, and we're gonna zoom back to that because I have no ammo to keep killing the transports up there. Alright, we're into phase B, which means I can bring in my Panzergrens. Let's do it. Let's take back all this ground. Fantastic. Let's get loads and loads of Panzergrens in. We have so many points that I can just throw these everywhere. I'm moving my groups of 231s and the 222s over to the left. We don't have to worry too much about phase B from them because they don't get any more reinforcements in phase B. Phase C would be the problem because they would get a huge amount of units and income, that they can then use to put pressure on us again. Like the Katyushas would also be a part of that, so it would kind of get it quite annoying. I'm going to bring in another supply vehicle just to resupply these 222s that seem to have run out of ammunition. All of my Panzerguns have arrived on the left. We're going to send them up to capture that flag. These two are just going to hold these flags. I should also move forwards. My MG here will have the SPW 222s help cover those. The main thing is getting the infantry into the town so I can take back those flags. Those are probably the hardest ones for me to get, because my recon vehicles, even though they have recon, struggle in that they get ambushed at like super close range, like going around the corner when a building's there. And we need to bring in more, so we're going to just bring in loads more Panzerguns. I probably shouldn't place them that far up. It's kind of risky because if you're not paying attention, they get transport sniped very fast. I just kind of want to finish this in good time, because what could potentially happen is if we don't get a total victory, then the units will just like be disorganized in front of us. That would be kind of annoying. Whereas if I could actually destroy them completely, that would be great. We have got to the major victory. I'm going to move up my 222 there to help support. I think my 231 did get shot at there by the Strelky DP, but that revealed itself, and now I'm going to get absolutely hammered by 20 mil ammunition. The great thing about these 20 mils is, like, even against units in heavy cover, they do tons of damage. Now this unit's not in cover at all. This 231 gonna demolish it, because it can't even hide from the 231 at that range out of cover. And we're very close now to the total victory. Just need to maintain control of the flags on the right, reinforce the flags in the center, and push probably this flag. I think is the most feasible. That one or this one. I do have the 231s here, but they need to be really careful of these APCR shots because they're already damaged. That's a classic. Let's get in the T-34s. I could also bring in all of the Tigers, actually. Let's do that. We'll just get a Tiger squadron in. One of my Panzerguns actually just surrendered. That's not good. Bring in some squads of tanks. Let's get the Panzer IIIs in on that side as well. Here come all the Tigers. Beautiful. Great. There's the Tiger E Führer, which does have the radio there on the back, as you can see. Did lose a Panzergun over here. And then we've also got the little Panzer III squadron on the right hand side. Gonna get the Stugs to come in as well. I am losing more of these Panzerguns than I would like, honestly. Mainly because I'm not paying too much attention to it. Like, a lot of these units are just kind of attack moving forwards, which means they are gonna, you know, run into 50mm mortars and Maxims and stuff that are gonna eventually kill them off. And if they're just charging me down as well with Avtos, that doesn't help either, because as soon as they do get in range, they do a lot of damage. So we're actually back to 16-8 because we've lost both of these flags. So I'm going to send some Panzerguns over here. We do have the Panzer IIIs coming up soon, so those will be able to help secure the edge of the ridge. We do also have the Tigers on their way. I think I'm going to send 3 of them to the right side there. We'll send 4 on the left. And then I can have this 222 just reveal stuff for us. And the Tigers have arrived. A little bit late to the battle. We'll spread out the Panzer IIIs though on the edge of the ridge, and we'll start the Panzerguns rolling down there. Maybe we can take this flag on the right with the support of the Panzer IIIs. Alright, only 20 seconds left. I'm kind of tempted to speed it up, but I also feel like there's some units that might be worth saving across the front. That PTRS gotta go. Yeah, we got rid of that. Very good. And that's job done. Pretty happy with that. That was a really fun one as well, being able to bring in all of those cool vehicles like the Panzer IIIs and stuff. It's a shame that they didn't really like contribute to the battle much, but it's nice to have them to bring in. 20 minutes, 21 seconds, 151 kills, 23 losses. Pretty good, honestly, because a lot of these 222s don't count as losses. It's only the Panzergrens with the MG34s that I'm unhappy about. The Feldgendarmerie were just there to kind of hold the front line early on. So, all good. And as you can see, we have taken out a lot of those Strelky squads. Loads of them, and the snipers. So the 1164th is going to have taken a ton of damage. And we did actually end up destroying the AA completely with that total victory. So that's really good. And now Battlegroup Virtha can just move up here, sit behind the 2nd SS Infantry Battalion as we push down the road. So worked out pretty well. What I'm going to do though is we'll just get some movement done here and then I'll talk you guys through it. What I've ended up doing here is I just pushed the 35th Panzer Regiment all the way up next to the 1st Guards Motorised Battalion. I've got them backed up by Group Herzog here. I also managed to get the 4th Armoured Recon Battalion quite far up with the 31st Panzer Regiment on the road here. So those are going to be facing off against the 1st Guards and the 7th Guards next time around. In the next turn, that is. And then I also managed to get the 5th Panzer and Group Friedrich up against the 77th Rifle Division HQ, which is there to defend this reinforcement point. I've also adjusted some of these units. These ones just pushing in to close the salient here. And also I moved back the 12th Panzergren Regiment. I figured it would be best to just have them like dug in next to the 288th to prevent these rifle regiments from cutting us off, pretty much. I also now need to choose what I'm going to bring in as reinforcements here on this 39th Panzer Corps reinforcement point. I think I can just bring in all of them because we have 60 points available and the entire amount of reinforcements is worth 60 points. So I think this is the best thing to do. I can't bring in anything with sorry, not Hemingway. I got that wrong, didn't I? The Nordland group, basically, and the 40th Panzer Corps can also bring in reinforcements, but that would be all the way down here or on this flag. But I don't think we need any more reinforcements down here because I'm just going to kind of hold that flag for the time being. So I think the best bet, just bring in the 12th Panzer Group, which is the 12th Armoured Recon Battalion, the 29th Panzer Regiment, which comes with a lot of Panzer IVs and Stug 4s. And then we also have the 25th Panzergren Regiment there, which brings in a lot of Panzergrens and half-tracks. And second to that, we have the 5th Panzergren Regiment, which is a more standard Panzergren Regiment without half-tracks. We've got the 2nd Tank Destroyer Battalion, which has the Jagdpanzers and also some artillery, and then the reserve has some extra AA, the Armoured Pioneer Battalion, which is very nice for close range engagements, and the 12th Panzer Division HQ, which has all of our extra stuff available. So let's bring that all in over here. I'm actually just going to try and move some of this out of the way if I can, so that I can then bring in more in better positions. Let's finally bring in these guys. There we go. This one in a bit of a bad position there, so let's move that back. That is so many reinforcements. Oh no, Jelgava is in trouble. Okay, with all of this done, I am now going to focus on finishing the movements on this bottom side. If I find any attacks, then that's what we'll focus on. So it seems that there's quite a few attacks that I want to do down here. There is the 550th Rifle Regiment that we can take out with the 1st Battalion of the Fusilier Regiment Großdeutschland. Then they can be backed up in Phase B as well. We can also attack the 975th Rifle Regiment. This would be a really nice attack with the 26th Panzer Regiment, which would allow us to bring in the Panthers, and the SS Armored Recon Battalion Großdeutschland, which has the Outlaw Panzer 38Ts, which are really, really nice vehicles. And then we could also potentially make an attack here, but that's less likely. I am going to bombard this unit, however, the 113th Guards AT Regiment, because it's actually dug in, so attacking that would be kind of stupid. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for the 550th Rifle Regiment. I'm only going to bring in the 1st Battalion of the Fusilier Regiment Großdeutschland in Phase A, and then we're going to bring in our Tank Destroyer Battalion Großdeutschland and the Panzer Grenadier Division Großdeutschland in Phase B. I could also bring in the 3rd Battalion of the Fusilier Regiment in Phase C, but I might use them in another battle. No, it doesn't look like I will. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do this. Lovely. That should give us plenty, and we're covered by AA, so I don't think they'll be able to get their aircraft in here. No, there we go. Stopped the IL-2s in their tracks. Perfect. So we will go ahead and set it all to player control, and we'll jump on in. Here we are. We are in the battle. We only have to deal with one unit in Phase A, and then there's another unit coming in to help them out in Phase C, and it's just like the 54th Rifle Corps HQ, so I don't think they have that much. But we have this lovely division, the Großdeutschland units, the Sturmgruppe MG, we get the Panzergrens, we get mortars, we get the STKs, the 251-21s. This is what makes this campaign really fun. Get some of these 251-9Ds. There's so much stuff to work with. The Sturmgruppe are going to be super nice for the town. So I'm going to go through, get my troops down, and then I'll talk about what I've deployed. And I'm all set up pretty quick because we only had 20 points to spend. On the left, just going to be going with the Sturmgruppe and the Sturmgruppe MG with the Sturmgruppenführer into the town. So I've concentrated quite a lot here just so that we can control that close range engagement, because the longer range engagements are going to be easier for us to take back, since we do have the Grille and we also have the Pack 40s available. So I brought in a Pack 40 here that's going to be covering the left hand side completely, and then the Grille also there with the HE shells. We also have a Pack 40 that's going to be covering this objective early on, and I've got Sturmgruppe MG that's going to be moving up into the forest there. Then in the town on the right, just one unit again. The trouble we do have with this division is our infantry do cost 2 points each to bring in, because you pay the extra half-track tax basically, which is not ideal because they're going to have probably more than I will on the field early on. But as we go through, since our units are better quality, we should outtrade and then start winning, especially when we get into Phase B and we get those extra points from both of our Phase B units. It's not like I'm going to be bringing in loads of Marders. The best thing about bringing in the Tank Destroyer Battalion in this case is going to give me more points to spend on my Großdeutschland infantry. So that's really what I'm looking to do here. So my Pack 40 has unloaded. It's got aim right down this road. Hopefully take out a transport or two for us before we have to deal with the units that unload. On the left, things are getting unloaded as well. And we should be able to take down that sniper pretty fast. Having 3-star half-tracks is really nasty. And also MP44s at 3 vet are really strong. I am going to have to get a unit in here to cover this off though, and the sniper has managed to get shots towards my Pack 40, which is obviously not good. I'm going to start moving that Pack 40 back. Nice first shot though, it will probably help save that. We're bringing up the Grille on the right. The sniper should go down soon enough. There we go. Half track finishes that off. We are demolishing the infantry in the town on the left here. This is fantastic. Just need to make sure that they engage from heavy cover to heavy cover, otherwise we put ourselves at a disadvantage unnecessarily. We do need to kill the Straki Komroti here, because that's giving the 3 vet to the Sapari, and the Sapari with the SVTs can actually chunk. You can see my Sturmgruppe suffering a little bit there with that engagement. My Sturmgruppe, once they get in the church here, will probably reveal quite a lot of stuff. Oh, they just spotted some Straki DP next to them, which is probably not a good place for them to be. We'll back off from that for the time being. I'm going to bring in some more Sturmgruppe so we can overwhelm that position. The other thing that I'd really like to get in is MGs if we have them, but I don't think we do. I might just have to rely on like the 251-21s. I really wish that these were better though. But they'll be great against these like Strelki DP at range. If I like engage at the 750 meter range with them, they will be able to do maybe a little bit more damage than the MGs on the half tracks. We'll see. Anyway, let's get these into cover because they are definitely reinforcing that right quite a lot, and they will just generally outnumber us for the time being. Did lose one of my half tracks on the left. Looks like they brought in an OB. Totally fine. Strelki DP are opening up on my Sturmgruppe. If I can get my Sturmgruppenführer over, we can get the veterancy sorted there. Although what I'm probably going to do is just let the half tracks keep spraying them down. Let's try and jump out into the road here to engage those. Never mind. Back into cover, please. It's pretty important for my Sturmgruppe to be on the edge here because they are the ones that are spotting these. Like, yes, the half tracks will pin them down, but they'll find them when they get close. But if they get too close, then the PTRDs will kill us, like they did just then. Right, time to back off from that engagement, because that's looking pretty nasty. The 251's coming up here. If they can get their guns on target, that should be good. Unfortunately, Sturmgruppe MG died in the town. That's going to be the first casualty. This one I'm just going to keep running away so it doesn't get killed. On the right, this one's pretty low on health, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. And these, they're really not doing well at all. Pinned down quite fast there, but all those PTRDs at close range, they're going to have really high penetration charts, so I probably shouldn't have gone for that. I'm going to see if I can overwhelm the OB on the left there. It's going to be difficult, but we'll give it a go. Well, the Sturmgruppe here, kind of in a weird spot because they can win that engagement with the sniper firing at them. It's really annoying. Like, maybe we can do it. They're reloaded. Are they going to be reloaded in time? Yeah, nice. Okay, good. Now we just got to stay out of line of sight. I'll move up the Gila. Oh no, the Strelki Komroti! Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Looks like we did manage to get the better of the OB here with all of the MGs from the half tracks all at once. These Panzergrounds, they're in trouble. I might try and go pick them up, honestly, with my half track. Try and save them. This guy's got to run away. Just keep running. My Sturmgruppe, if they're kind of pinned down, aren't going to really do anything, so no point in continuing that engagement. See if I can get my Sturmgruppenführer up here to help out with the leadership. Let's see if I can get my Sturmgruppe into heavy cover. If I can go like heavy cover to light cover here and engage these Strelki like that, that'd be fantastic. That's kind of what we're going to go for. I'll bring up the SDKFZ 251s as well. I'm going to pick up those Panzergrens and drop them back here because they are in a really bad position. If I can have my Panzergrens come through here and engage with their MGs as well. Oh, they're going to get ripped apart now. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Very happy with that. All these half tracks will be able to cover the entrance to this town. Currently still 12 to 12, but we did just move into phase B, which means we can now start getting a proper amount of units in. Let's go. And here we go with all our reinforcements traveling towards the front line. Things are going to turn around very quickly now. Having all of these MGs on the left here is really good. I've also decided to bring in the 259D here, which will be again really helpful with like the ranged engagement. We're making tons of ground with these STKFZ 251s as well now. They're just going to completely run out of steam compared to us. And we have bumped into a Starkey here, but not really much of a chance there, unfortunately. We were right in range of the AT grenades, so it was all over very quickly. But the Grille, once again, absolutely slamming those infantry squads. Love it. Let's push for this hill. Get my Sturmgruppe to move over there as well. Another unit goes down for the Grille. Oh, and the 259s, 251-9s are on target with the sniper, so should save the Pack 40. Would be good. Gonna get these Sturmgruppe unloaded. We'll keep the push going towards these flags. I do have a force building up on the right hand side. We're going to make a concerted effort through the town shortly. I have brought up a leader to make sure we have the veterancy to do that as well. We'll have the Panzergren move up on the road because it works well on the road. We'll have the Panzergrens, not the Panzergrens, the 251s move over on the left, the half tracks, to cover us off. MP44s can use the cover of the buildings to get close because they only have like 300 meter range. So you do need to make sure that you don't let them get caught out in the open too much. This Grille almost used up all of its ammo, which is really good. Now I even have these 251-9Ds helping us out. Pretty big. It's really, really nice. Oh, close range engagement. There's only 2 shots left in this Grille. Oh yeah, goodbye Sapley. Very nice. So we're 17 to 7. We do of course want a total victory if we can get it, because we should be able to. I'm actually just gonna get a load of my 251-21s to push forwards on the right hand side. All of these half tracks are also going for objectives, so that's gonna help us out. What I am gonna do is bring this Grille some more ammo because it deserves it. For sure. I'm going to also bring up these Marders. We can also bring up like a bunch of my Marders here as well as the like Marder 2 Führer. I believe the Marder 2 Führer has like a kind of interesting camo, so we can take a look at that in just a second. I've also got some Stabswache. These are pretty nice because they have 2 MGs, so we could use those as well. But 4 minutes and 25 seconds till phase C. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, this Marder has this like stripy camo, it's kind of cool. Compared to like the blotchy camo of the Marder 3. And the Avtos there taking the last shot from the Grille. But it looks like they did manage to get the better of my half track. Oh no, the Maxim. It's not good. Oh, my 251-9 as well also went down. Well, at least the Grille came to save the day. These 251-21s I'm just going to send right up to this flag. So these seem to like pin well, but they don't really do much damage. But I lost my Pack 40 here, that sucks. I don't know how I managed that. But with the Grille getting more ammo, we should be able to shoot back at some of this infantry soon. We've also managed to get in a position to capture this flag, and I should capture this one soon, which will put us to 21. The Grille is going to delete the infantry squads that are still pushing forwards here. I might send one of my half tracks to go and take care of that. So now these seem to be doing a little bit of damage. Now they're in a big group. Might also be due to a lot of the MGs, but anything that gets close just getting absolutely smashed. Yeah, like when they catch, it might just be an accuracy thing, honestly. Looking at it. I think it's an accuracy thing. Like when they get on target, they seem to do a lot of damage very quickly. What's the accuracy on them? Yeah, only 5%. That would be why. That would be why. Because when they catch, they chunk really hard. They're trying to charge it down. Will they get close enough? I don't think they will. Oh, glorious. Absolutely glorious. The Grille, such a strong unit. Also, like, units like the IG, for the same reason. They're just super strong. I feel like I've been using my half-tracks pretty well so far. These martyrs might actually come in useful. I didn't really think that they would get to the front line before they did anything. There's only 30 seconds left, so that might still be the case, but... just want to keep this alive so we don't lose the flags there. I'm going to make sure that these just hide in these buildings as well. Make sure we secure that flag. And that's it. That's victory. Fantastic. The total victory after 19 minutes and 35 seconds. 89 kills, 29 losses, but I think most of them are half-tracks, so we don't have to worry about that. Losing a Pack 40 kind of sucks. Losing one of the 251-9Ds sucks. I don't care about the 251-21s. And, of course, losing any of the Sturmgruppe is unfortunate, because it definitely reduces like the overall effectiveness of this division on its own. But the Sturmgruppe in the town definitely did well, and that Grille on the left really paid itself off. I mean, the one on the right, look at that. Got loads of kills as well. The 251-9Ds, cleaning house. Yeah, pretty nice. The OBs, again, just these are the bane of my life. In any campaign that I've ever played, Axis side against Soviets, against the hard AI, they always use those OBs, and it is so annoying. So in the end, 17 Strelki DP, we got 14 Strelki, we got loads of snipers. Should just delete that unit. Yeah, perfect. Great. And it's also pulled the 54th Rifle Corps closer, but we're probably going to attack the 975th so that we can advance up the highway. That's the plan here. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. So in the next episode, we'll make our advance up the highway and hopefully complete our attacks on this bottom side. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.